Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another Le Mans Ultimate livestream here on the TraxionGG channel. The second of my new series I'm calling Road to Gold. Who knows if we'll actually get to gold or how long it might take to get to gold. Maybe we'll get to platinum, maybe we'll fall or stay in bronze. You know what I mean. But this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm doing more daily races today, hopefully 3 more races for you guys. And based on the progression I made last time to my safety ranking, I'm actually hoping to make it up to silver today, but we'll have to wait and see. If I do make it up to silver in the first few races, then I will do a prototype race for the third. But let me know how you're getting on. Hello, Pedro. Anon Snake in the States. Charlie Monk. How are you guys getting on? Are you going to be racing LMU today as well? We've got some fancy new transition. Look at this X. Osley's been working very hard at that. Love it. So yeah, let's take a look at what we're gonna do then. Hey, Matt's back. How are you getting on, Matt? We're gonna jump into online. Obviously, it's new combos today as well. There was the switchover this morning in the UK, so it's not the same races as last week. We will go into our daily races and have a quick look at what we're going to be doing. So in 13 minutes, we have an LMGTE race at Algarve International, a circuit I've never raced on this game. I've done like 5 or 6 laps to try and get up to speed a little bit, but it's going to be another one where I'm kind of, getting faster as we go. So that should be a lot of fun. Hey Tom, how's it going? And then after that, I should say, we have the GT3 race at Circuit de la Sarthe. So 2 new circuits for me on Le Mans Ultimate in terms of online racing. Obviously, I have raced on these 2 circuits in other games before. I've done some offline stuff a long time ago. So I do know these 2 tracks very well. At least the second one I know well. The first one, Algarve, not as well as I know others. But it should be okay. It should be okay. And hopefully this is going to be a great way to learn it and get better at it and see what the guys are doing. Last time I was kind of on the verge between top split and second split. So that'll be interesting to see where we're at today. Not a fan of GTE. Are you not doing the GTE race then, Matt? Are you just saving yourself for the Sarthe? Thank you for the advice earlier as well about the traction control stuff. I was actually going to pick the McLaren for the GT3 race just because it's the free car, and I thought, you know what, let's give some time to the car that's actually free to show that you can still race it and be competitive, or maybe I'll show that you can't. We'll have to wait and see. I was also going to show you guys something else, because we've got 12 minutes. I'm going to register in a second. We also have a subscription now, which we didn't have before, Race Control Pro, which unlocks this section, which is online championships. So I'll just show you what that looks like, just in case you guys don't have a subscription. Yes, I'm going to do that, Charlie. Hopefully, if things go to plan today and I get enough safety rating in these first 2 races, I might be able to do an LMP2 race at Sebring, but I don't know. I need to check the timings as well, because I actually thought the Le Mans race was going to be before the Algarve race, and I got it the wrong way around, so I'll have to see if it works out. If not, I'll just do a second GTE race. Here's the online championships, though. You can see the time slots for the races, what days they're on. We're already in, I think, like part way through this season, so it's round 3 of 6. So I'm not going to do that right now, obviously, but I will at some point on stream take on an online championship just to show you guys what it's all about in case you don't have the subscription and you're considering it. You can see you get 3 attempts, I presume, at each round, so it maybe takes your best score or maybe your average of your 2 best if you do 3 attempts. I'm not quite sure, but we'll look into it. LMP are the same as GT3. Ah, okay, that's not so good because that probably means I can't do the LMP2. I thought it was going to be the same as GT. I thought it was the GT3s and GTEs were swapped, so that kind of messes up my plans a little bit. But we'll see. I mean, I might not even get the grade anyway. I mean, where are we at? Profile. Let's see where we're at. Yes, you can see I'm so close to getting from bronze 3 up to silver 0, and that should get us sorted. I don't really want to jump in. The LMP2 around Sebring is a combo I'm comfortable jumping in with limited prep. Imola in the hypercar. I mean, there's GT3s there as well, so I could do that. But it'll be a baptism of fire, so we'll have to wait and see. Let's get signed up, though, for the LMGT3 race. I also want to show you guys something else. I'm going to go full screen for this. So, we have a different steering wheel on today compared to last time. And it's a nice one. It's plugged in, so I can't pull it too far. But that is SimLab's 2024 Mercedes F1 wheel, which I am currently testing. I said last week that I would get this on the rig soon, and here it is. Just to give you a comparison, this was the wheel I was using before, the SimuCube Valo. Look at the size difference. That's directly side by side. Huge difference. Both superb wheels, as I've already discovered. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I'm going to give you the official name of this wheel, which I need to actually resort to my phone for because it's a mouthful. So this is the Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula 1 Team Sim Racing Steering Wheel 2024. There you go. There it is. From SimLab. I said that already. Some of the nicest paddles I've ever experienced. You'll be hearing more of those. Don't drop it, I know. Lots of funky buttons as well. Plenty of, basically it's a replica of the actual 2024 Mercedes Formula 1 steering wheel. So obviously it's been, you know, adapted slightly for sim racing purposes, but it's still based on the real wheel very much. So really looking forward to giving it more time actually. So far it feels really, really good. The screen doesn't work though on LMU. I think I need to try and work out what games actually support the telemetry in the screen. Maybe LMU does support it and I just need to set it up differently. I've not really given the time into that yet, so we will obviously look into it. And what would be really good is if I didn't lose the little thing to, oh there it is. Make sure the wheel doesn't fall off mid-race. There we go. I've got a question. LMU Pack 4 release date, any idea when? No, but based on the fact that, well, based on the timings of the first 3 packs, I'm going to assume the 4th one's going to come pretty soon, so definitely keep your eye out for it. Let's register for this, by the way. So yeah, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. I went the Aston Martin last week for GTE, so I'm actually going to go the Porsche this week because I've already driven a McLaren. I've already driven a Ferrari on last week's stream. The Corvette, I'll get to at some point, but I want to drive the Porsche. And we'll go the Iron Lynx. Right, 7 minutes. Let's jump in the practice session and see how it feels. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see for Pack 4. Hopefully very, very soon, though. Very soon. I'm guessing, I think the last one was November, wasn't it? I think Pack 3 was November. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it in, like, the next few weeks. I also realised, guys, if you joined me on the stream last week, by the way, thank you so much. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it as well. I did realise that I had the chat on my screen up as top chat rather than all chat, so if you were saying things in the comments and I was completely ignoring you, I can only apologise. I didn't realise until after the stream that I missed a bunch of comments because I just had it set to top by mistake. So, hey, we're learning. Doing more streams. So this time I've got it set to live chat, so I should see most of your messages. That doesn't mean I'll respond to them all or see them all because I'll probably be stressed and driving, and some things will go under the radar, but we'll see. Right, we'll do a couple of laps just to get warmed up, and take it from there. We've not got long. We've got like, what, 6 minutes until I need to leave and join the session. So, what's that, like 2-3 laps maybe? But yeah, first race around Portimão, first online race around Portimão in maybe 6 years, 7 years, something like that, minimum. Back in the old Touring Pro Series days on R-Factor 2, I think, or R-Factor 1 even, was the last time I raced around Portimão. In an online capacity. Ooh, that's a good start. Of course, no ABS. No tyre warmers. So let's see how we get on. I've got a full tank of fuel as well for this little warm-up lap. Obviously, I'll make sure I don't start the qualifying session on a full tank of fuel. As I say, I did a handful of laps earlier just to get up to speed a little bit, and I did some fuel calculations. So, in theory, I should actually have a bit more of an accurate idea of how much fuel to take. Getting a bunch of little screen freezes here, and I don't know if that's the game, if that's because people are leaving the race session and entering. I think it probably is. I hope it is. The most important thing though around Portimão really is using the camera to your advantage, getting the right lines, and it's going to be a bit of an experimentation. I've done a little bit of looking into some of the trickiest corners here. I've had a quick look to see what sort of line might be advised, and I think it's going to be a lot of experimentation because obviously every car is different. I have no idea about this Porsche around here, but I do know that some of the corners, it's just about being as wide as possible on the way in and giving yourself a big arc and then getting on the power nice and early using the rotation. I'm not sure though as well about some of the settings like traction control and stuff. I mean, the default here on the Porsche is 658, so I might bump that down a little bit, usually because it's a little bit safe. But we'll see once we get warmed up a bit more. And I also discovered on my few laps earlier that track limits are brutal around here. Absolutely brutal. So if we want to get that safety rating up, I'm going to need to be pretty careful with track limits. Yeah, still getting those little screen freezes. Do you guys know if those screen freezes are just because people are leaving the server? I know that's something that used to happen on our factor. I've had no performance issues up to this point though. I really hope it's that anyway, because at the moment it's a nightmare. Everyone's leaving obviously as well to make sure they're ready for the race. Ugh, can barely drive at the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna go see what else is going on just in case it's something else, because I think this is a bit too extreme at the moment. Well, I know it's a bit too extreme. That's not normal. Alright, cool. Well, I better look into that right now. Maybe it's because I'm not really in the window properly, so let me just have a wee check here. I'm running like a windowed mode, so it might just be that. I'm not really running any big tasks in the background other than streaming, so I've just done a little clicking. so far so good. We'll get one more lap in.
That time was a 1:59.21.
I'm getting pretty comfortable on the brakes though in these GTEs now without the ABS. Feel like I can trust them reasonably okay. I absolutely love the feel of the steering wheel, by the way. The grips are just lovely. And it's not just the material, it's more the actual the molding and the positioning of it. It just fits your hand so well. Yeah, I've got no screen issues now, so I think it was just a windowed issue, basically. The curbs are rattling the rig to bits. This is the really strange corner. Tricky braking zone. All sorts of different lines you can take. Different for quali in the race, probably. More defensive or faster. Ooh. Stepped out at me there. As you can see, I'm very much 100% ready for qualifying. Right, it's time to leave and join the server, I think. There you go. With a spin, a 149.
49.26.
We'll see how that goes. Aston's quickest on the server, 146.6. I think we can go quicker than that. I went quicker than that this morning. Get my fan on. And it's not going to run out of charge this time because I've got it plugged in. It might fall off the rig, but that's not the point. Okay, what split are we going to be in then? 140 entrants. I have a sneaking suspicion, based on last week, it's going to be split 1. We'll have to see. Good to see Phil's here. How are you doing, Phil? Dave's here. John's back as well. Welcome back to the stream, John. There's kind of two things going on here, because obviously it's the road to gold. I've got a silver kind of driver rating already. It's the safety rating that I'm trying to get up, and it's really the safety rating that I want to get to gold just because it unlocks more events. But what I don't know is how many races I'm going to have to do in silver to actually get from silver up to gold, because I think even if I have really clean races, it could take a little while. So it might be I might need to do quite a lot of grinding in order to go from silver to gold. But for in terms of safety rating, at least driver rating, obviously yes, it's going to come down to how I get on in the races. So we'll see if I can find my level. But there's still going to be lots of progression to be made in terms of my driving and in terms of the speed and stuff. 100%. 100%, you're right. Just race, have fun, forget about it. That's the idea. And the ratings should look after themselves. We are in split 1, by the looks of it. 1 minute 30 to go in practice. So I've actually, what I did this morning was, I took down how many litres of fuel it uses per lap when I did my laps. And I believe that 36 litres should be enough for this race. So I think that's what we're going to go with. I will take down the traction control as well, definitely. Weekly event 4 times 8. Ah, okay, yeah. Weekly events then. That's definitely something I'll do on stream at some point as well. We'll get these daily races up and running. We'll get hopefully some silver races in, and then I'll start exploring weekly events, championship mode, all of these sorts of things. So fuel, because it's GTE, we don't have any of that virtual energy, do we? So it's just a case of taking down the amount. We only going to need, my calculations say 36 litres. I hope that's fine. For qualifying though, I think we just need like, maybe, 20 will be enough, won't it? Less than that. 15 litres, let's go 15. Let's go all out for quali. We didn't do that last time, we didn't go low fuel for quali. Get the Larko whiteboard out. Honestly, the supercars coverage in Australia is so underrated as sporting racing coverage. I think the balance, we were chatting about this actually, I was chatting about this with my colleagues recently. The balance they get between like having fun with a broadcast and being lighthearted and entertaining, and obviously all the personalities there, but also keeping it serious and keeping it focused on the racing rather than just turning it into like a comedy show. I think the balance is amazing. So 100%. Get the Larko board out. 4 laps of fuel. Okay, great. Let's bump that down to like 4.5. 12 litres. Let's do it. Qualifying. We're going in a bit cold. Thanks for all your advice. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Charlie. Right. So no tyre blankets, no nothing. So I need to basically spend the first lap getting a banker and warming the tyres, and then the second lap going for a quick one. I'm seeing Luke Whitehead in this server. That's a concern. A concern just because obviously it's split 1, so basically the best drivers that are playing the game right now are all going to be in this race. Oh no, I always forget, straight out the pit lane. Okay, 3 flying laps if I'm lucky, so I might as well push a little bit on the outlap just to, in case there's a kind of close call between not getting a third lap and getting one, I might as well push on a little bit. Also don't want to lock up and ruin the tyres in the outlap for no reason. We'll start dialing down traction, and I'll dial it down more once we actually get onto our laps. I've not played around at all with a brake bias with this GTE either. Usually, I know that Matt gave me some good advice, which is always good in general if you're going for speed. Dial the brake bias a little bit towards the rear to go a bit quicker, just get the car more agile under braking, which can be obviously cause some incidents, but if you can learn it and control it, definitely gives you more of a chance of gaining time on the entry. So I could dial that back a little, but we'll just see as we go. Don't know about these GTEs as well, how they might differ from GT3s in that aspect. Okay, so first flying lap in qualifying. It's not really going to be a flying lap, is it? Because the tires are going to be cold. So let's just see what happens. We'll go 4-4. We'll go 4s all around, just as a kind of guesstimate. Just going to be slightly. Oh, there's a first. Oh, that's a horrible lockup. Pushed too early. Gonna have to play it slightly safe in terms of track limits on this first lap because the track limits are so strict here at Portimão. I can actually feel the vibration off that lockup as well. I can't believe that. I've already destroyed one of my front tyres on lap 1 of the qualifying session. Yeah, don't wreck the tyre in the opener. Absolutely. I've just done exactly what you've told me not to do. So, I'm very sorry. I did not expect to lock up the inside tyre there, though. I'll be honest. And it's good to know that I'll have a bit of time left to get that last lap in, so I probably didn't need to push quite as hard on the out lap in this first lap as I am doing. It's probably a bit silly. So hard to judge the oversteer there. At low speed it just begins to fight you a little bit and it's very hard to tell how much you've got underneath you. Anyway. Right. First lap with now warmer tyres, but I do have a flat spot, which you can probably hear. I can definitely feel. Badly. Snatched it again slightly. Horrible. That's the camber I was talking about earlier. Too wide. Okay, lots of improvements to be made. I think it's easier. The tyre's now snatching easier because of that lock up in lap 1 in the flat spot. So we don't want to do that in the race. Oh yeah, loads of time to get one more lap in. We'll not get an extra one at the end, but that's fine. Well, they got 1.5 laps of fuel anyway. Loads in reserve. Oh, locks up there. Actually, P2 at the moment. 143.4. Pretty much matching my last lap, but there's definitely time to be made in the second half. Oh, this is where I got big oversteer last lap. Nope. Rubbish, 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 rubbish. We'll keep pushing anyway, but that lap's gonna lose 2 or 3 tenths there. Anyway. Much better there, though. The traction control, whatever I've got right now, I don't even know what it is, but it feels pretty good. It's going to be pretty much identical. Yeah. Tell you what, we're not far away, are we, at the moment? There's still another lap for lots of these drivers to do, but... I mean, I've got a flat spot, another 143.4. Third on the grid. Much closer to the pace than I was last week, but I do wonder if that's also because it's day 1 of the new combos. But yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, Matt, I've got all TC on 4 at the moment. I think I did that deliberately. Yeah, 4. I've not touched brake bias. It feels quite good. It feels quite good, so I think I'll stick with that. Yeah, there's definitely. I mean, look how close it is. Top 5 split by 0.2 of a second. And obviously, everyone else could have probably gone quicker as well. But you know what? I'll take that for sure. I actually was most concerned about this combo, just given how tough a track it is, to be honest. So we'll have to see. Anyway, pretty good. P3. What kind of times are we looking at? So 43.3 is pole. That's Ferrari. Then we've got a couple of Porsches. So even the top 6 are in the 43s, and then there's a bit of a, well, there's a few people low 44s. So a reasonable spread, but Luke Whitehead's not driving, so that, oh no, he is driving, he's just starting from the back. Interesting. Okay, so fuel-wise, I think it was 36 litres. Let me know if you think that's enough fuel. I calculated it as 36 to be safe. I think it's enough. Yeah, Luke's in last to first. We'll see him in 3 laps. 36 should, yeah, so I've said 36 here. Do you think that's okay? Obviously, this is just for anyone who's new to this. The beginner races, so the GT3s and the GTEs are all fixed setup, so you can't use the Coach Dave Academy setup, you can't use custom setups, but you can change a few little bits and pieces. Yeah, ask Crew Chief. If I'd have loaded up Crew Chief, that would have been a good idea. Yeah, I'm going to go 36. I could play it safe, but I did take into account some safety with the calculations, but let's go 37. 11 or 12 laps, yeah. I don't know how many laps I've actually got down here. You know what? We'll play it safe, guys. We're going to take extra fuel. Let's take 40, and I better get on the grid. We're going to take 40 just to be safe. And then if I end up with, we'll see how much I have at the end of the race. See if one of you can remind me at the end of the race when I cross the line, if I'm distracted, how much fuel I actually had left over. That would be great. Okie dokie. Let's take this down, but lap 1 we don't want to go too low, and then I'll lower it again after that first lap. Right, wish me luck. Lofty heights of P3. Get the relative up, there we go. Where's my mirror gone? Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's get that on. Oh, someone's cheating. What the heck was that at the start, by the way? That was a John O'Lacey. Skipped the whole field.
Green flag.
Or maybe everyone's invisible. Thanks, guys, who are wishing me good luck. Oh, cold brakes, cold tires. Lack of experience definitely cost me there into turn 1. Oh, I'm there. I'm there. It's not good for the safety rating. Maybe I should have warmed my tyres more in that warm-up lap. That's something I need to learn about as well. Anyway, down to P6, I think. Maybe P5 once we get rid of that person that jumped the start. But everyone here is so similarly matched in pace. You know, me being a bit tentative, learning Portimão for racing and racecraft and lap 1 stuff, I mean, I'm just going to lose positions by being safe, really, but that's okay. We kind of went through that last time as well, and that's just going to get better the more races I do, obviously, on Le Mans Ultimate. The more comfortable I get, the more confidence I get with lap 1. So we're just going to settle in here. Really don't want to lose that slipstream, but sadly I've got a bigger gap to the car in front than the car behind right now, which is never good. Going onto the big straight. Right, focus now, come on. We're going to bump the traction down before we get to the first corner. Two people have locked up. That's good for me. Copying my qualifying effort. Already losing touch with this top 5 though. Just want to basically get away from that pack behind me because I've got clean space to drive into right now. Try not to lose the cars in front. Try and get away from the cars behind. Oh, that's going to help. Or maybe not. Let's see. Don't know where I'm braking from the inside here. Poof. Tiny bit of touring car racing there. I can only apologise, but just gave him a slightest nudge. Wasn't intentional. It's close stuff though. Ferrari flew off to the side of my mirror. I didn't realise. I think that's the pit lane entry. I've not actually tried a pit lane entry yet on this circuit. Not once. That Ferrari's locked up twice now. If it's the same Ferrari, it could be a different Ferrari, of course. They all look the same. I think it's a different one. Yeah, that's the plan. Clean and consistent, not too worried about position. I'll let the race come to me like I did successfully last time. And hopefully the rating will come. I've had a couple of little bits of contact, but none of them have been big. And I'm hoping that plays in my favour. Just got to kind of focus on the race. You can't undo any contact either, so you just got to keep racing. And I do want to actually race and not just drive around completely avoiding everyone like the plague, you know? Where's Luke? Is he almost... He'll be catching up with us soon, I guess. Another lock-up from that Ferrari. Making a habit of it. So this is second, third, fourth, and fifth. I guess first is the car that jumped the start. I don't really know. Hard to tell at the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna try and avoid. Yeah, I'm gonna try and avoid track limits as well. That's gonna be the key.
44.23.
And it's so tricky around here, from what I can tell. Another lock up for the Ferrari. All these curbs at Portimão, the fan that's sitting on the rig right now has basically been shaken off the back. I keep having to look at it and move it, because if I keep hitting the curbs, it's going to fall off and it's just going to break. So if you see me grabbing down in front of me, it's just me trying to protect my own fan. Oh, I'm too early on the brakes there, I think. I've got a very different line, I think, to everyone else in that big long sweeper. I'm taking a more kind of... I think my line's the one to do, to be honest. But looking at everyone else, I'm getting a much better line on the exit. I'm maybe not making the most of it. Like, I feel like I could brake later at times, or just be a little more aggressive on the way in. But I do think it's... I don't think it's losing me time, even though I feel like I'm leaving lots on the table, you know? Anyway, that's P4. Hello. Yes, I am very much enjoying LMU. Because I'm trying to get back into it again, it's the kind of first handful of races that I've been doing since getting back into it. So I guess the enjoyment levels are even higher than normal, just because you know what it's like when you try something shiny and new that you've been off for a while. It's got that kind of excitement back. But I am really enjoying it. I just think that the online racing is what makes it so enjoyable. Like the netcode, the battling, how the cars look on circuit. Obviously the handling, the physics are hugely important as well. But it's just a really, really solid game. Or the online racing element, I should say, is really solid at the moment. I couldn't say that it's a fully solid game, because there's still lots of issues. Still see people having server issues, still obviously have a lot of missing modes in early access, so... But you know what I mean. That's Luke in 6th now. Pace is alright. Yeah, P3 definitely doesn't like his rears. Doesn't like his front right either, under braking. So tricky for reference points for braking around this place. Not liking his inside left either. I think driving like this, the car in front of me is going to use his tyres more than I am. I think. Yes, it does. The base game does allow you to do the daily online races. There'll be certain categories in cars, or certain cars, I should say, you can't drive. So every category has base game content, so you can race in every race as long as you have the circuit. That's the key. Oh, track limits. That's orange. I think I avoided a penalty, did I? I couldn't see it. I lifted all the way through. So yeah, you will need to buy DLC for certain circuits. So if the daily races are on those circuits, you'll need the DLC. But in terms of cars, every category has cars that are free, and I believe every category now as well, or other than GTE, every category has cars that cost. So if you want a bigger roster, you're going to have to buy DLC, or you can subscribe. If you do the highest tier of subscription, you get all of the content as part of the subscription, so you don't have to buy any DLC, but you have to pay obviously a recurring cost. It's called Race Control Pro, if you want to look into it. Traction website for all the information, or just the Race Control website. Okay, braked a bit later that time. Corvette still gained on me, but I got a really nice exit. That's more what I want to be doing, but obviously if I'm in a battle, someone could send it down the inside there, so I need to be careful of that. There's a lockup. I think that's the key here, is different line for racing versus when you're kind of on your own and just trying to find lap time, you know? Right, this is new to me. New territory, driving blind at Portimão. Might as well take the slipstream, but T1's not an overtaking opportunity anyway.
That time was a 1:44.24.
Braking very early, the car in front for this first corner. Although I got track limits, so I can't really talk. Lift, yeah, there we go. Can just spot it in the corner of my eye when the track limits gets triggered, and I just lift off to try and avoid getting penalised. I said I was going to be more safe though. Luke's down the inside, I'm on the marbles. Trick is to just lose one spot and then try and follow him through, I think. That was rubbish, come on. Right, I'm going to have to take a more defensive line, I think, for this section than previously, because the car's too close to the back, so I'll follow Luke. Contact up ahead, that's good for me. Oh well, this is going to get very interesting in a second. I'm not as committed as those guys through the last corner. Every time it's the same. It's going to be fun to watch. Focus on the exit. Whew. I said it would get interesting. It got interesting. I was so proud of my exit there from the first corner, and then I couldn't really go anywhere with it, other than almost into Luke. Anyway, so Luke's off. I think the guy in P1 is the guy that started, cheated at the start. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, P4 at the moment. Maybe there's a penalty for a car in front, but if he'd had a penalty, surely it would have been served by now, so I don't quite know what's going on there. Maybe taking advantage of a glitch to cheat at the start? Who knows? Definitely a bottleneck with Nystrom here. I knew he was going to do that. Whew. I knew he was going to shut the door, but I thought, you know what, we'll go for it. And the problem was, it was a half-hearted move for me because I knew he was going to shut the door. I kind of backed out of it as soon as I started it, which is pointless. So there's a lesson, don't do that. If you're going to go for a move, go for a move. Obviously locked up my tyres now as well, damaged a little bit. I've definitely got the pace over him, I just need to hook it all up. I've also got the tyres, relatively, although that didn't really help. Someone else will need to answer the question about whether cars are balanced or one's OP, because I'm actually I'm in the process of learning that by doing these races, really. Looks like the Porsche, I mean, so far in my few daily races, this is race number 4, it seems like every car has been somewhat there or thereabouts. I haven't seen one car seem like, the ultimate pick or anything like that, and across the variety of circuits. It seems like, there's a Corvette here, Ferrari, I'm in a Porsche, second place is in a Porsche, so it seems to be a bit of a variety. You can see how much I'm leaving on the table there, because I made the corner no problem despite braking on the inside and what I thought was relatively late, so So many areas I can improve around here. But I think my baseline's actually reasonably good. My pace is okay. Not look quite ahead, but it's I'm able to fight for a podium in split 1, so that's good. Progress from last week. Right, 4 minutes to go, come on. Want to be safe, but also want to be brave as well and actually, you know, make a move.
Lap 1:44.31.
No, he's going to keep closing the door. We made contact there. There's nothing I could do to avoid that contact. I was completely on the brakes. I couldn't slow up anymore. And he just squeezed and squeezed and squeezed and then made contact. So, hard defending. Let's put it that way. Hard defending. I need to find another way through, I think. Or send it from further back. So I need to get closer before the braking zone. And go for a move early in the braking zone rather than one of those kind of bitty ones towards the end. Ooh, yellow flag. Nope, he's going to close the door. That wasn't necessarily an attempted move until it turned into one. Lots of little bits of contact here, so not convinced my safety rating is going to be grateful for it. But yeah, I didn't really intend to make a dive bomb there, but once I'd hit the brakes late enough, I kind of had to go for it, and obviously he closed the door.
That time was a 1:46.84.
Like, for me, that sort of stuff, it's so borderline, because you could argue it's me because I'm the one who's, you know, it's my job to avoid contact and all these kind of things. I can totally see that argument, but when you're actually down the inside, you need to leave a card's width for someone to actually be able to go there if someone's going to make the corner. And I think each of these times I would have made the corner. But yeah, for sure, it's also kind of half-hearted moves from me. Some of them not even deliberate, so cannot blame anyone but myself for that. Anyway, P7, what a shame. It was going really, really well, but we're still in the scrap. It's been a load of fun. I think my pace could have gotten me further up the field in this one, though. If I'd have got past that Ferrari early and run away from that group, I think we would have been laughing. But I'm sure everyone's feeling the same. Right, anyway, still a lap to go. Chaos can certainly happen on the last lap, and I'm at the back of the queue. Might just be the best place to be here, in all honesty. See, again there, I could have gone for it, but just not feeling it after what's been happening so far in this race. Hairpin makes more sense as an overtaking spot. Okay, there's one off. There's going to be two off here. That's Nystrom, so let's get him. Let's not get him. Try something different. More contact. This has been by far and away the scrappiest race. Nystrom's finally paid the price for his defending. I've been hit. Wild. Absolutely wild. So yeah, we did gain 2 places back on that last lap. That's P5. Yeah, I did think. Summed that race up. I mean, definitely lessons to be learned on my end. Like, I could have raced that better. I could have been more decisive with my move, but as I say to you, I'm trying to just take it easy. I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to get through the rankings. That's probably not going to help my ranking. But P5 and Split 1 will definitely help my speed ranking, I would have thought. But safety-wise, who knows? I tried, guys. I did race hard. The problem was I was just a little bit... I wasn't quite committed enough in some of the moves, and I think because I started realizing what was happening with Nystrom kind of closing the door, I started thinking that was going to happen every time, and then the problem was I was kind of in a lose-lose situation unless I absolutely sent it, which I didn't want to do. So I was kind of going in half-hearted, getting it wrong, or at least the door would be closed when I was already there every single time. So hey-ho. Hey-ho. Thank you, Matt. 7.8 laps of fuel left, or 7.8 litres of fuel left. Okay. I can definitely go 36. But hey, that's a new PB of Split 1 results based on our series. This is only stream number 2, and I think that's our new best result. I think our results have actually gone up in every single race, so it's good. It's good. Let's see what it does to our ranking. Great race though, like properly exciting. There's a few comments coming in saying Nystrom was too aggressive with everyone and trying to kill everyone in the competition. So maybe I'm being a little bit generous, and maybe I should be a little more. Maybe I should be less harsh on myself for some of those incidents, because again, I didn't think it was too bad. We made silver. There you go. Qualified 3rd, qualified in the top half. Expected to finish 9th, and we finished 5th. So we've gained 8.1% on the driver, and we've actually gained more on the safety rank. 5 bits of contact with Nystrom. 5. Luke's was when he lost the car, I think, or maybe it was, and then a man, I'm assuming, was a slight knock, so that one was maybe on me a little bit first few laps, but whew. Hey, we're silver. We're silver. Right, should we, you know what, maybe do we jump straight into an LMP2 race, or do we do the GT3? Because we can now do either, right? So you guys can pick. Let me show you the menu. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. I also need to make sure we don't miss the next one. So we've got 6 minutes till GT3 Lesarth. I think that's what I was planning on doing. Obviously now we're silver, so I could also do the prototype classic trophy as Sebring. I think we do GT3s at Lesarth. Yeah, let's do it. I mean, that race was so good. Clearly, there's a lot of people doing the beginner races. I'd be up for doing another one of those Algarve races. So maybe because the schedule switched to what I thought in intermediate, maybe this stream, we've now got silver, but I'll consolidate it. I'll do GT3 at Lesarth, and then we'll come back in for another GTE race at Algarve. And then next week, I can prepare for some prototype racing. I think that sounds like a good idea. I know, Sebring and LMP2s is so fun. I know. But I've not done a race at Le Mans ever on this game. Like, never. Other than offline, testing it out and stuff. I've never raced around de Lesarth. Yeah. Yeah. Your prototype is open setup. Obviously, you've got the Coach Dave setups. So that's what I would have used. It's tricky, isn't it? It's tricky. I think we're gonna have to do GT3 at Circuit de Lesarth. We're gonna have to do it. Let's jump in. 200 people entered. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna drive the McLaren because it is the free car. So it's the car that everyone who owns the base game can drive. Obviously, Circuit de Lesarth is also base game content. So what I'm trying to say is everything about what I'm about to do is completely included in the base game. So if you buy the base game, you can race in this race from the get-go because it's the beginner leagues. So literally the first thing you do when you install the game, get your setups. I don't recommend you do this because you should practice and get sorted first, but what you could technically do is jump straight in, having purchased no DLC, with the free McLaren on Circuit de la Sarthe, and jump in this daily race. So we're doing it. Yeah, Nick's asking what's the fastest GT3. Winner was in a Ferrari last time, apparently, in the race that John was in. So let's see what happens in this one. Yeah, less contact, let's hope. So Magic Tap was giving me some advice earlier on the stream, just before we got underway. He was saying that you should be running 3 traction control all the way along, and then obviously I say you should. It depends on who you are and how you feel and down to personal preference, but I think he was suggesting I do 3 for all the traction controls at the start of the race, and then lower it to 1 or even off, and also get the brake bias rearward. So I might not do exactly what you said, but I might do a little bit of it. I might make it slightly further to the rear. Monty Hart, you do not have to purchase all the other cars. So you can race in the McLaren, and only the McLaren in GT3, without purchasing the DLC, but you can still race against everyone else without purchasing. So other cars will be BMWs, Ferraris, Corvette, and you can race against all of them, and it's no problem at all. You just can't drive them until you buy the DLC or subscribe to Race Control Pro Plus, I think it is. And obviously it's fixed setup as well. 211 people registered for this. So we're definitely going to be in split 1 or 2. Charlie's in the race. Good luck, Charlie. Hopefully we'll have some battles. Or maybe after watching that last race, maybe you don't want to be in a battle with me. Honestly, I tend to try my best. I do race fairly clean. I'm not the worst, despite what you might think. But obviously we all make mistakes, right? We all have contact. But generally I play it on the side of caution, especially in these kind of daily races, and sometimes that bites me. Sometimes it's better to be more committed, but other times it works in my favour. So there we go. Oh, maybe we'll not. I don't know what split you're going to be in, Charlie. I don't know your driver rating. Actually, I can see it, can't I? Is that? Oh, it's in order of driver ratings. Look at that. So, okay. I didn't know this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm 7th highest driver rating in this race. So I should be definitely split 1. Charlie's 9th. So maybe we're going to be in the same split. Again, I did about 5 or 6 laps of this before I jumped on the stream, because I actually also thought this was the first race. I didn't think it was going to be Algarve, so I was ready for this race, or somewhat ready for it, and then obviously got a bit of a surprise. So I actually would predict, or before the stream I would have predicted that this race would go better than Algarve, and Algarve went pretty well. Like, I was closer to the top than I thought, but maybe I shouldn't be that surprised because my driver rating's not too far off. I mean, it's in the top 10, so maybe I'm closer to the front than I think. I just need to do more practice and kind of get up to speed, but it's all part of the journey. So a DLC reminder, because some of you may be wondering watching the stream. So the GT3s, just the McLaren is free, and you have to pay for the rest of the GT3 pack. So that's the BMW, the Ferrari, and the Corvette. And you also get, with the GT3 pack, you get, or it's pack 3 it's called, and you get Interlagos as well as part of that. Pack 2 was the Isotta Fraschini and Circuit of the Americas, and the Alpine as well, I think, so 2 hypercars. And pack 1 was the Lamborghini hypercar and Imola as well. Plus the 2024 version of the Peugeot, the one with the wing on it. T4RG4, who are you? I'm looking for you in this race. You don't have to tell me if you want to stay anonymous. But see you on track, that means you're probably going to be in my split. So who are we looking out for? We're looking out for Charlie. Good luck, everyone. I'll keep an eye out for other names as well. Let's get in. I'll give you the fuel numbers, because I actually... Okay, anonymous. Send us a message after. I did some fuel numbers before, and I'm gonna trust my fuel numbers. I should have trusted them for Algarve. I chickened out, as I knew I would. Played it safe, didn't need to. So for Le Mans, I've got, assuming it's 6 laps, so assuming the pace isn't below a 4 minute, it won't be. Then I'm thinking, actually no, if it's slower than, if the laps are slower, there's more of a chance of it being a shorter race. Ooh, that's tricky. Will they average a 4 minute? I mean, they're not. Yeah, people aren't. Surely they're not. There's not going to be an average faster than a 4 minute lap. Surely not. Maybe I'm wrong. TK, I don't know if you're talking about me or someone else in the chat. If it's me, you're welcome. If it's not me, thank you to whoever's helping answer all of your questions. But yeah, guys, feel free to ask any questions. I can't obviously help you with everything because I don't know everything. But I've obviously covered LMU a little bit on the Traction channel with updates and DLCs and stuff. So even though I haven't played it very much, as much as I should have, I may remember things. Right. Okay, so 47 litres should be enough. And that's if we do an extra lap, which I think is if we average more than or less than 4 minutes a lap, which is crazy. So maybe it's going to be 1 lap less. But do I risk it or not? 47 litres is guaranteed safety. If it's 1 lap less, I could probably get away with 40, which is a big difference in pace as well, relatively. All right, we've got 1 minute to quali. Let's get going, just to get a wee corner under our belt. GT3s now, so ABS, welcome back to the show. Happy to see you. I'm going to try some of Magic Tap's setting recommendations as well, but maybe not quite as extreme, just because I don't want to experiment with lower, like taking traction control all the way down during a race online. I'd rather play it a little safer. So we'll go halfway to recommendations. You can save fuel for 1 lap. Yeah, probably. But is it worth? I mean, is it better to just attack with a safe amount of fuel than be worrying about it? I mean, I'll be slipstreaming as well, right? Difficult. Difficult. It's I think it was 7.25 litres a lap or something when I did my laps earlier. So we'll see. We'll see. Right, qualifying, wish me luck. Let's put quali fuel in. That 2 corners did nothing for my confidence. Those 2 corners. Lap target function. No. That's something I should definitely know, because I know how that works in real motorsport. In terms of targeting a certain amount of fuel usage per lap, but I've not tried it in LMU, so that's definitely something I should look into. Right, for qualifying, we don't need that. We need, probably it's going to be 2 laps, isn't it? Let's be honest. 2 laps. I'm on one screen, yes. 2 laps, 16 litres should be enough. And I don't think we're going to get an extra lap in. No, I don't want to exit the session, John. Don't be an idiot. Oh, it's 7 minutes. Oh, we might get an extra lap in. Quick. This is I'm learning. They give you more time to qualify because of the length of the circuit. All right, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do 20, 24. Definitely going to be enough for 3 laps. Oh, no, it's 7 minutes, so we won't get 3 laps. What am I doing? Oh, I'm such an idiot. I didn't need to do that. Because it's, we'll only get 2 laps in. What was it I said 9,000 times in the last stream? I'm learning. Okay. So, 1 out lap, 1 hot lap. No, do we have tire blankets? Looks like they're pretty cold, but it definitely... I think we do have tire blankets because it's Le Mans, right? So, if that's like real life, then we have tire blankets. Just for Le Mans. Hey Ross, welcome along. You missed some excitement in Portimão. I had 5 bits of contact with the same driver, plus 2 other bits with other people. It was absolute chaos, but it was good fun. Right. Yeah, blankets. Thank you, John, for all the info. Sorry, I'm not smart enough to think about some of these things before I jump in and commit. Another thing I would really like to see is, and I might, this might already be available and I'm not knowing where to look, but I'd like to know how grippy the circuit is. Like during this qualifying session, is it a heavy track? Is it a saturated? Is it medium? It'd be good to know the exact numbers, or the exact terms. I know it was disgraceful. We're gonna go down to we're gonna go 3. Let's play it safe. Let's go 3 for our hot lap. We only got 1 attempt, so if I do track limits, I'm gonna have to lift off fully just to be safe. I'm gonna try and not get track limits, but that's obviously gonna cost me lap time because track limits are where you make a lot of lap time in a game like this. We're gonna run 333 on the traction, and we're gonna run 48.5 on the brake bias. That's like somewhere safe. Oh yeah, ABS. Let's take ABS down. Let's take it down. We'll go 8. I can manage the pedal a little bit. I can do a little bit of GTE braking if I need to avoid lockups. Yeah, okay. Oh, MFD. Thank you, thank you. High grip. So does that mean preset heavy or preset high, I guess? Thank you for the information. Right, perfect. Don't know why I didn't think of checking that. I'm grateful for all of you, I really am. So I've got an extra lap of fuel that I don't need. It's fine. Target, clean lap, survive. Hello, Roland on the ropes. Nice to see you. Yes, another live stream. And not the only one this week as well. Because tomorrow we should have an update for Assetto Corsa Evo, bringing new content, and also hopefully, we don't know yet, but hopefully bringing some other things. We'll have to wait and see. So the idea is to stream tomorrow as well to check. Okay, obviously, rearward brake bias, lower traction control. The car's going to be a little more dicey on the way into the corners, through the corners on the way out. Basically everywhere. It's going to be slightly more tail happy, so just need to be ready for that. But I think we're going to be good. Tires are definitely warm now. So let's hunker down and see if we can do a clean lap. Yes, you will have them every week. You are going to have them every week. That's the plan. Hopefully 1 stream a week. Obviously some weeks there won't be a stream for various reasons, and some weeks maybe multiple streams like this week. That is the long-term plan here. So hopefully you guys are enjoying. Right, let's do it. 1 qualifying lap. No expectation. Let's do it. Kind of have a rough idea on track limits based on the laps I did earlier, so I know where I can push it and where I maybe can't. Not to say that I'll be successful in that attempt. This is the tricky one. Nope, too much. Need to lift. That's green. We're good. Okay, so I probably lost like somewhere between half a second and a second there. But because I kind of just pulled it back in and lifted before the exit of the corner where I was really committed, I didn't get a loss of lap time, so we're good. We're good. Hey, THR's here as well. Good to see you all. Thank you all for joining. Too sideways, but you know what, it's okay. Voyage of discovery. It is a banger. That last race was probably the worst driving standards I've ever experienced. And it was kind of one person, and it wasn't, well, two people if you include the start. And it wasn't horrendous, it was just poor. And there were a few factors at play. That was too early on the brakes. Jeez, okay. Plenty of learning to be done still, of course. Pull time was... What's the pull time in Split 5, John? I think the track grip's higher than I'm giving it credit for as well. I think there's been a couple of corners where I've been braking slightly too early, like especially the chicanes there in the Mulsanne. I think I was a bit too early, and then I got a bit excited, probably because I'm not quite used yet to the lower traction control and the rearward brake bias. So a bit of adapting to do. I think I've lost probably a second, or maybe a little more than a second actually. I welcome it, Ross. Give me some Liati facts. Probably didn't need to coast.
Hello.
He's here. Just in time to be able to blame you for anything that goes wrong here.
I provide the service.
Am I going to bin it in the Porsche curves or not?
Yes.
Excellent. Ooh, understeer at the exit, but we got through. We survived. Not a good exit. It's definitely not
Well
going to be a
done.
4 minute dead 0.9, but if it's a 4:02 maybe, something like that for this first ever qualifying attempt on it, I'll be happy. Maybe a 4:03, being realistic. It's going to be a 4 something. Oh! 4:01.155. Slightly quicker than I expected.
Nice.
So, hey, we're 2/10 off pole, and I left about 1.5 maybe on the table, but everyone's going to leave some on the table because it's Le Mans qualifying. So, hey, I'll take that, guys. If we stay somewhere near there.
Yep. Easy win confirmed.
Only go
How's your
down.
races? How's your races went so far?
I've done one race so far, Portimão, and I was expecting it to be... So basically, I thought I actually got the schedule wrong. I thought the Le Mans race was going to be first, and it wasn't. So I jumped into Portimão, but I've never really raced at Portimão for a long time, so I thought that was going to be really weak for me. But I was actually okay. I think I qualified third, and then in the race, I was basically on the back of a Ferrari for most of it, fighting over P3, 4, depending on which part of the race. And then the problem was I couldn't get past the Ferrari because every time I went for a half-hearted move, which was maybe on me a little bit, he would shut the door, and not at any point did he allow me to go halfway alongside him or even fully alongside him. So I just kept getting put on the kind of grass on the inside or locking up and being stuck. So it was a bit sketchy, but I did end up almost facing the wrong way at one point as well, which dropped me about 4 places, but we finished 5th in the end, so it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to put in fuel before I forget. I'm going to play it on the safe side with fuel, guys. So I'm going to go for that number that it's basically maybe 1 extra lap of fuel, but this is the only way we're going to learn how much you should take. I saw, Charlie, you were like 12th, I think, or 13th or something, so... Where did you qualify? 12th, yeah. Good effort. Right, 47 litres, guys. It might be a lap too many, but I'm going to do it just for this first race. I'm going to take down the traction control right from the start and then just ease it down from there. We've got tyre warmers, so it's not too difficult. And I think
And you're in
good to
split
go.
1 as well. Wow.
I am in split 1. Oh, the shock in your voice there.
Sorry.
You're in split 1?
Good God.
Impossible. I did have that extra lap. That's a good point, actually. That's probably 2/10 of fuel, Monty, from that extra lap. So, yeah. Do you know what? Am I gonna try and fight for a win? Who knows?
You have to now.
I mean, I'll give it a go, but the same thing's gonna happen where I am gonna take it a bit easy on lap 1, guys. I naturally will do it because I don't want to bin it and ruin someone's race when I've not raced around here before online. So it's gonna be a bit cautious, but if we've got the pace, the caution should be fine. Is the way I'm looking at it. Try and keep some heat in these tires. Right, wish me luck. Thank you very much. Good luck to everyone who's in the stream that's doing the race as well. Good luck, Charlie, and everyone else. We'll get ready to down the traction control later on. Not the biggest concern off the start line. How's the track conditions? High grip. All right, so it's good. We've got McLarens at the front. So this is it. We've got, what's that? 3 McLarens in the top 4, which is the free car. So guys, you don't need to buy the DLC to be competitive or to race at Le Mans. Thank you.
Yeah, your tires are stone cold.
That's good to know, actually. Slightly tentative in my positioning off the line, but we'll cope.
Green flag, green flag.
Ah, not a great jump either. Didn't know when it was coming. It's okay, though. We're in the good position. Okay, lost one spot. Slightly predictable, but it's okay. And the tire's already slightly warmer again, so I think we're okay. Right, slipstream on the Mulsanne key here. Okay, that car in front's got track limits, but if they don't lift... do you know what? It's maybe worth taking track limits on lap 1 in that corner. Just take the incident points, if you call it that, because as you can stay in the slipstream, it's worth taking the points for it, because you don't have to slow down. Now I'm 7/10 behind because I didn't cut the corner, and the guy behind 6/10, so I might lose the pack in front now. I'll try not to. I'll brake late for this corner. We'll see what happens, but everything's a bit cold, so I need to be careful still. This is fine. Actually, you know what? I don't mind having a gap right now because it means I can kind of commit and attack these braking zones and actually not worry about hitting the car in front. So it's kind of good to have the commitment. How does this translate the tension and excitement of an actual race? It's pretty close. I wouldn't say. I mean, when you do your first real races, I'd say the tension is higher in the races. But the least stressful bit is when the race starts. The most stressful bit's the kind of 10 minutes before the race starts, as you know, from your racing as well. But yeah, tension and drama is, I mean, once the actual race gets properly underway, it's kind of similar. I think it's just, obviously you don't have the same like sensation of danger, which you might have in real life. And there's less things to worry about. There's less big loud noises and worrying if the suspension's going to fail or, you know, worrying that you're going to miss a gear. It's a bit easier in sim racing on that front. But the actual race is so similar. That was I was juggling there. I was looking at the guy in front, so I wouldn't hit him. I was looking in my mirror because they were late on the brakes behind me, and just trying to survive. I'm sorry, Luke. I think I'm going to have to be committed here and brave if I want to try and, because everyone's going to be, you know, looking for moves, and it's just going to be a balance as always. And I don't know the guys I'm racing with at the moment. I don't know what they're like, so I'm going to have to be careful slightly at the start. Should we send one here? No. That was a devil on my shoulder that said that. It wasn't me that said, should we send it here? Because I'm now going to compromise myself. It's okay, though. I don't think they're going to go for a move. then it's basically as you were through here, so not worried. Gives me room to settle down. Whew. Okay. That got exciting. Grateful for my Mercedes AMG Petronas F1 Mercedes F1 2014 F1 steering wheel.
Hashtag not an ad.
Ooh, okay. Through he goes. Well, that was my bad, guys, but I survived, and I've lost ground on where I should be pace-wise, I think. And it all stemmed from the little voice in my head that went, shall I go for it here, catch him out through Arnage? And I didn't need to, put me on the back foot, and then I was in the wrong headspace for Porsche curves. I think that's what went wrong anyway. Take a wee warning on the track limits. Trying to get used to this more aggressive brake bias and traction through these commitment corners, which is the challenge.
How many track limit warnings are you allowed?
So you get 3 points worth of warnings. If you have a yellow track limit warning, which is like a slight infringement, and you don't lift. I lifted a little bit, but it wasn't enough. You get a 0.5 out of 3. And I think once you reach 3, I don't know if it's a drive-through or if it's like a 5-second penalty or something. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. So best save them up for later on, just in case.
Well, I saved them up to protect myself from a penalty because I'm not going to use them to my advantage pace-wise, just because I'm trying to get a gold safety ranking. So I'm not going to use them to try and get a good result. Put it that way. Maybe I will one day. Okay, we're a second ahead of the cars behind, so this is hopefully a chance to break away a little bit. Car's definitely stepping out more under braking than I'm used to. And there's another yellow warning. But that one only cost 0.25. So that was all caused by the entry.
Is it maybe worth putting your brake bias forward a little bit?
Just to be
help
safe. I think, yeah, it might be worth, you're right, just play it safer rather than learning on the go. For now, might be a good idea. I think ultimately the more rearward bias is faster. But it's only faster if you drive it properly, and maybe I'm just not quite adjusting for it yet. We'll take the TC down one more though, because the tyres are now warm. Don't think that's going to, because it'll come back to bite me. I don't think that's going to cause me any issues.
Is it fixed setup as well?
Yes.
Right, so you can't change settings to kind of...
You can change the important stuff.
Compensate, yeah.
But not the actual setup. I've gapped the guys behind, caught up with the guys in front, and it's a slipstream battle now, so I'm only 2 seconds off P2. P1 and 2 might be working together, so maybe it's a tough ask to get P1 and 2, but the target, other than survival, which is the main target, if I can survive, I'd love to also grab a podium here if I can, or at least fight for a podium and get as close as I can to one. And it's been my own undoing so far. The reason I've dropped back to where I am now is not because of anything else other than me, so my job to try and recover it. Someone's off. Now, was that one of the lead 2? Was that the leader, maybe? Ooh, one of the lead 2 I think might have just gone off. So that makes it interesting.
Whoops.
Ooh. Oh, there's Canes. My poor fan is like hanging on for dear life. Alright, 11 minutes to go. Not many laps here at Le Mans, of course. I don't quite yet know the different cars' strengths and weaknesses, so that's going to be something that when I'm racing other types of cars, I might get frustrated if they're faster or slower in certain areas, but it could just be the car. That's something I'm going to have to learn. Okay, P2 still in sight. That's the main thing. That battle will rage on, and we can just not quite getting a good slipstream here. 8/10 back. It's given me something, but he's got the slipstream of the car in front, so it's the two McLarens battling for P2 and 3. That's the ones we need to keep an eye on here. But this is great. I'm happy to sit here and just focus. Too deep in the brakes, costing me an exit there. Just need to brake a tiny bit earlier, maybe on the 100 rather than just as I'm passing it. What have you been up to today, Ross?
Oh, I have
Or
been
can you
writing
not-
about a secret game that I can't talk
You
about
cannot
just
tell,
yet.
yeah. I realised when I
Yeah.
asked that question, that might have been a bad question to ask.
Yeah.
Could you answer this question for me, Ross? The only thing is, don't answer the question.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. And I've also been using a piece of hardware that I also can't talk about.
Yes.
So, I can't talk about anything really.
I
I had breakfast.
I take back my question. Tell us about your breakfast. That'll help me stay calm into the Mulsanne corner.
Well, I had poached egg on toast, a little pepper on top, a cup of tea, 2 fake Twixies from Aldi. Like a proper culinary delight, as you'd expect. That's about it, really.
I got a 1/10 of a second per fake Twix there.
Excellent.
So now we're in the slipstream. Nine minutes to go, guys. I'm gonna watch for dirty air here into Indianapolis.
I'm getting a lot of love for the Aldi fake Twixies and poached eggs.
Quite right.
From David Christie and Denise Pope. What's an Aldi fake Twix called? Oh, I don't really look at the packaging. I just sort of stick it in my gob and then that's it.
I could probably guess, but now's probably not the time. I'll let you guys in the comment name the Aldi fake Twixes. I'm 1/10 behind a BMW heading into the Porsche curves.
Or was it a Lidl fake Twix? I don't know.
Oh, that Beamer's all over the joint. Oh my god. Fair play. Using the curbs when they don't need to, using the grass through Porsche curves, no problem, no biggie. But they are going to lose the car eventually, doing that. Right.
Jive bars. Well done, that man.
Okay, so this has now turned into a 4-way train for P2. So that's the that's where this race is at the moment. Trying to make a move is going to be tricky. Car and P1's maybe got too much of a gap if they don't make any mistakes. So it's going to be this battle for P2, but it's not a battle yet. It's just a train, and everyone's got very similar pace. So this is just, again, huge fun, excellent online racing, really competitive. Just what you want. Just what you want.
I'm going to make a prediction that BMW is going to lose it.
This is a bad time to overtake it, to be honest. But I've committed to it, so... Yeah. Okay, P4. Had to go for it there, guys. Decided to be more committed, and it cost us both, but I got the move done, so... And it wasn't even the Beamer's mistake, it was the McLaren's mistake, so... Kind of feel sorry for them, but that is racing, and that's P4.
Well done.
Not a traditional overtaking spot, and I'm going to come under pressure here into the chicane, so... We'll have to wait and see. Need to get this right. Yellow track limits. You know what? I'll take 0.5. I know I said earlier I wasn't going to do that. I'm going to do it right now. Because we're going for a podium.
Oof, the bad boy of sim racing.
Once again, lying on my own stream. Anyway, hope you guys are enjoying this race. This has been more of like a slow burner than Algarve, but it's been intense. It's been very intense for me. Not much battling so far. Not nearly as manic as Portimão, but it's. I think there's still more racing to be had. Let's put it that way. Hopefully you're having fun, and good luck. Well, hopefully you're going well, I should say, in whatever split you're competing in. How's Charlie getting on? Don't know if I can actually check that. Not in the top 7 anyway, Charlie. Hopefully your race is going well. All the bollards have been wiped out at the end of the Mulsanne, and it makes it tricky to know how much you can cut, because I actually always assumed that that curb on the inside you couldn't really go over it, but because the bollards are gone, I went over it slightly on the last lap and it didn't seem to penalise me, so I think there's more track limit, or there's more cutting to be had on the inside there, which I didn't realise, so that's one for the future.
Is the guy in P1 driving a McLaren as well?
I can't tell. By power of deduction, I'm going to guess it's a BMW. I think it's a BMW. Just going to have to catch him and find out.
Indeed.
.8 seconds, so that's not going to happen because we're all too closely matched. I think all of us. But I'm dropping the BMW behind, so I think that was the right. It was the right call taking that move where I did. Can I get my first LMU podium of this new era of LMU? Let's call it that. Oh, McLaren. Oofed. This is not good. Just try and keep the pressure on. That was sketchy. I mean, I had a big moment myself through Porsche curves early on in this race as well. So it happens to... It's very easy is what I'm trying to say. Very easy done, and he did well to save that. It's getting darker, actually. Struggling to see. Oh, too much sausage curb. Yeah, so because of that now, the BMW's within slipstream range, so... That's the second mistake of that McLaren that's kind of cost the person closest to him, but I didn't lose the position, whereas the BMW did, so it's clearly the McLaren's on the edge, put it that way.
You're putting pressure on pumping in.
Well, that's another track limits, John. What are you doing? I've lifted. No, not enough. 0.25. Right, I need a good exit here because slipstream is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, I'd take a cut penalty, I think.
Yes, sir. Everything I said earlier on, ignore it. Throw it in the bin. Racing gets in your head too much.
I think he did exactly the same thing.
Definitely, but look at the gap. I've gapped the BMW. Forget the safety rating. Forget gold. We want a podium. I'm just going in. I'm not using... on the first chicane there, I should be braking a bit earlier, getting the right front over the curb, like hooked over the curb, and straight lining the second part much more. But what I'm doing instead is going in a little bit too late on the brakes, not wanting to unsettle the car, missing the first curb, or missing the apex, and then it's just basically screwing my line for the second part, so... I was going to say I'll do it better next time, but I think this is the last lap. Fuel-wise,
yeah, last lap.
Yeah, I did take an extra lap of fuel, which is what I thought might happen, but that's okay. Yeah, that's the hook we want on the curb.
Sorry, I think if you can keep the pressure on to the Porsche curves, he's probably going to make a mistake there again.
Do you want the car in front of you making a mistake in the Porsche curves? It's a risk.
It depends where he spins off to.
Is it understeer or oversteer? So McLaren, it's going to be oversteer. So yes, he's going to spin off out of the way.
Yeah. over the barrier.
I've decided. He's got good pace. He's just a little unsteady, and to be fair, I was as well earlier in this race. So, right, last half a lap, guys. This is if I finish 4th, it's going to continue my run of in all 5 races that I've done across these 2 streams so far of improving my result in every single one. Because last race was 5th, so it's still good if we come 4th. But let's see if the Porsche Curve's pressure will help us, or if I'll make a mistake and bottle it. Option 2 almost happened immediately.
Good save.
I actually knew it was going to happen. The fan has not fallen off the rig, so that's a good start. Right, 610's back. That Indianapolis moment was suboptimal, so we're half second back, but do you know what? It's okay. We're still going to keep the pressure on him. Just going to play it a little bit safe. And then charge up to the back of him. Slightly too much oversteer. I did what I said I would do, but just couldn't quite get out that last corner properly, so 2/10.
Ooh.
It's not an overtaking spot here, though. So we're just focusing on our exit. He's got the curb spot on. Hit the sausage curb. It's not enough, guys, but P4, it's going to be another improvement. Another improvement. And we had 10 litres of fuel left. And there you go. There's a Steam achievement which you guys cannot see right now, which was complete a race at every circuit on the game. So that is actually the first time I've completed a race at Circuit de la Sarthe on Le Mans Ultimate. So there you go. I'm going to leave quickly because we might need to jump into the other race quite soon. What is it, 22? It's half past, actually. It's okay. But yeah, P4. I mean, I would say that was not nearly as chaotic as Algarve. It was a little bit more controlled. Still some exciting moments, some good racing. Hopefully it's done my safety rating okay. Hopefully. It was a BMW that won that race, but then it was McLaren. So 3 of the 3 cars in the top 4 of Split 1. So that just tells you all you need to know. If you want to race GT3 on Le Mans Ultimate, you don't need to buy the DLC, because clearly you could be competitive without it. So, a nice little take from the second race.
Well done.
Thank you, Ross.
Where is the next race?
So, unfortunately, I was kind of hoping to do an LMP2 race at Sebring, but because the way the servers are working, it's actually probably I'm going to do another GTE race at Algarve. But the pace was pretty good there, so we can maybe get some justice for that first race.
That's probably the trickiest track for GTE cars, particularly. Yeah. Because, like, no ABS and the kind of late apexes you have to take.
Yeah.
And it's all, like, uphill or downhill, and, yeah, just really tricky on the brakes.
I was pretty concerned about... the Algarve race, I'm not going to lie, when I started it up. Because also, I just wasn't... You know, I was thinking that was going to be my weakest combo. But it actually turned out I was okay at it. So I'm hoping if I do it again, this is actually because I've learned from the first race. I kind of know more what to expect. Doesn't mean it'll go better, but it means there's a chance I could be a little stronger. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully no Nystrom. Good point. Or if there is an Nystrom, hopefully I don't get stuck behind him, or I can just be more committed on a big move, or try and force him into a mistake and get by on the exit rather than trying those kind of sneaky moves down the inside that never went well. How do I view my... I want to view the result from that race. There we it's not come up yet. So, yes.
So how many races has it taken you to get to, like, silver safety rank and driver rank?
So driver rank, it took me... I mean, I was already silver when I started the stream series, and I'd done 9 races. So it was 9 races max. I can probably check, because I actually won a race. Oh no, here it is. Yeah, so you start on bronze 3. So if you gain... I actually got silver 1 by race 4. In my career, which was Sebring LMP2 back in March last year. So I did a little spurt of races. Got a win in GT at Spa, and then didn't race for almost a year. So there you go. But you can see the progression, guys. So I actually gained. Well, we still haven't seen the Le Mans result come up, but should gain a decent amount from that.
I've done a total of 3 races. The first race was a LMGT3 at Spa. Finished 4th. I was like a little bit off the pace, just first race, online race. The second race, I led from the front until I realised I hadn't filled up enough virtual energy.
Oh, yes.
So I had plenty of fuel, but just no virtual energy. So that was annoying. So I got like a penalty after the race for that. And then the third race, finally, I won that one, start to finish.
Nice.
And I've not done any more races since.
Story of my life. So driver rank carries over from R Factor 2. Interesting. So because I'd done a few races on R Factor 2 ranking system, that's why I maybe started a Bronze 3. That's good to know. My results come through, so I can check it now. I'm registered for that race. 3 minutes profile. Let's see.
Did it not say your safety rank was silver?
My safety rank, it's gone down. So the track limits, no, I've been demoted. So we couldn't have done a prototype race anyway. Okay, guys, I need to take this. Safety rating, I know I lost it. I know I said I was going to focus on safety rating, and then I ignored myself and just cut the track. But it's dropped to B3 again. So that needs to be solved in this race.
I mean,
come on.
Shame on everyone in the chat who was saying, cut the track. I mean, come on, guys.
Shame to everyone in my ear who was telling me to take a hit.
Yeah. You guys in the chat.
Did you notice how quickly, by the way, I went from, safety rating, I'll not, I literally said to you, I'm not going to, I'll back off if I cut the track to protect my safety rating. I'm not going to cut to gain. And then by the end of the race, I was like, I'm not lifting. It's ridiculous. Okay, I'm not seeing a full breakdown here. I just want to see the kind of stats on the percentages, but I don't know how to view it. It's just showing me this summary. No, it's still generating results. Maybe it's a little glitchy, who knows? It's not really giving me a proper breakdown, is it, guys? Ross, let me make this clear. Ross blamed you. I didn't. I would never blame the chat. Yeah, so there, I lost 6.6% because 3 invalid laps, tiny bits of contact. I don't even remember the contact. I don't remember the contact. When did I have contact in that race?
Quality contact with post.
Yeah, I think post. I think the driver post or a post. I don't know.
You didn't hit anyone in the race.
I didn't think so. Oh, maybe it's track limits. Maybe it's like the posts that are up there for track limits. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, so I had contact with Case and contact with Perot, but I don't remember having 2 bits contact. It might have been lap 1, because I think I got very close during the chicane, and also with Case, I think it was when I made that move down the inside onto the Mulsanne. I would bet you there was a tiny bit of contact there.
Is post a driver, or is it an inanimate object?
I think it's an inanimate object, because it says race contact with post, not race contact with another vehicle post, with the first name.
Ian Post.
Yeah, contact with wing. Okay, weird. Yeah, don't worry. I apportion no blame to the chat. I apportion entire blame to myself. Actually, no, I apportion 50% blame to myself, 50% to my Scottish colleague.
Fair dues.
It's the bollards. Right, 28 seconds. Can we get a podium? Because now, the confidence is there. I've been increasing my results. I mean, this is where it's going to go wrong inevitably, but I'll give it a good go. There's 204 people signed up for this race. But no gold drivers, because they're all having fun in prototypes. So, yeah, I think the podium's up for grabs. I've gone the Porsche again. Normally I like to switch cars in every race, just to do some variety. But the reason I'm sticking with the Porsche is because I got comfortable with it in that race, and I just want to try a race. I want for the first time to experience what it's like to redo a race in the same car, and actually take my learnings from the first race and try and help me get a podium. Charlie says, will you be doing any of the online championship events in the future? Yes, Charlie, I will. Now that I have the Race Control subscription, the plan is for me to do some online championship streaming just to test it out on stream. I don't know if I'll do a full season, but we'll see. Time slot dependent, obviously, but I'll at least explore the game mode a little bit. Anders, just admit Porsche is best. Is it the best? It might be. I have no idea.
It maybe sounds the best.
It's definitely my favourite GTE. But I honestly have no idea. I think the Ferrari's strong. Looking at the last race I did, lots of Ferraris at the top. There was one Corvette at the top, and I think there was a couple of other Porsches. I don't think I saw any BMWs at the front. No, wait, it's GTE. What am I talking about? It's GTE. What am I missing? Ferrari, Corvette, Porsche. Aston, that's it.
Aston Martin.
Thank you. Yeah, but look, everyone's in a Ferrari, so I think there are 3 Porsches and 2 Corvettes. So based on that, I think exactly, it does depend on your driving style, but I think based on that the Ferrari might be the quickest because that's what most people have gone for. But who knows? Maybe the Porsche's quickest for me. It definitely gave me good feeling in that last one. So. Also, fuel, Matt, what was it we did? I chickened out, didn't I? I had 7 litres or 8 litres left at the end. So, I'm going to go with my original -1. So 35 litres of fuel for the race. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. I don't know, the thing is, Lincoln, I don't underestimate any of the cars because I've not done enough racing yet to know what's strong. So I think what often happens in these sorts of things is a couple of the top guys go quick in a certain car early on, and everyone sees that and goes, well, I'll jump in that car. And then as soon as you get more people in one car than another, everyone else sees, oh, okay, there's 7 people in Ferraris, so let's go Ferrari because that's the popular choice. So I think, for me, it's literally every car's got a chance of winning. Every driver will drive the car differently and will have different experience. So someone might win in a Corvette, come 4th in a Ferrari, whilst another driver might win in a Ferrari and come 6th in a Corvette. So it's totally down to preference, driving style, all these sorts of things. Obviously, it's fixed setup, so that keeps it a bit more straightforward. So yeah, that's it. Never underestimate any of the cars. I'm with you. Let's take, so qualifying, was it 4 laps of fuel we wanted? So we'll take 12 litres again, that seemed to work quite well. And then 35 for the race. Let's do it. Ross, get your predictions in now. Get them in.
P7.
P7, qualifying or race? Or both?
Yeah. No, I think you will qualify in top 3 and you will finish first.
Ooh. Bold. Bold. Number 1 GTE time at Monza was the Corvette. There you go. 1:47. I was in the Aston last week for the Monza race. Pole win, says Magic Tap. You guys have too much faith. Too much faith. Right.
Have you speculated on the identity of the next 2 LMGT3 cars that are coming this month?
No, I've not. So what are the options?
So
what's left? Just 2.
Well, there's 5 cars left, and that is the Aston Martin Vantage, Lamborghini Huracan, Lexus RCF, personal favourite because it's ancient, like me, Ford Mustang, and Porsche 911.
So what's it going to be, guys?
So the 4th DLC pack is coming, well, before the end of February, and that'll be like 2 LMGT3 cars as paid DLC, and there'll be a 3rd LMGT3 car released for free. So
there you go.
Personally, I would love to see the Lexus for free.
Yeah, I think the McLaren's the only free car at the moment in GT3, and that's a mid-engine car. So what we want a more neutral front-engine car to be free, just so that there's a balance there. So like the BMW M4 would have been a good one, but obviously without that, the Lexus is a good shout. The Mustang maybe?
Yeah.
But I don't know if that will be free because it's kind of one of the newest ones. So it's
Yeah.
But who knows? It all depends on what they've agreed with the manufacturers, right? Or just what they choose to do. I don't know. So we've got requests. We've got Mustang. We've got 911 and Mustang. Ooh, I looked. Look at the road. We've got Aston Martin. Right, so the mistake I made last time, this is what I'm talking about with learning from mistakes and things. So in the last qualifying session, I was too aggressive on my first hot lap. I locked up the inside right, heading into turn 3, and then had a flat spot for the rest of the session. So the first lap, the tyres are cold anyway. I don't need to push it, just need to survive and get heat in the tyres. And then I'll push more on the second lap, and that's my learnings. I still want to set a banker, but it's not going to be a good time. Just get comfortable with GTE again. Yeah, I think the Porsche is going to be interesting in GT3 as well. That's going to be the other kind of unique car, the curveball, because obviously the rear engine layout, all Porsches are pretty unique in feel. But the GTE Porsche is mid-engine, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
the
a bit
GTE
different.
one is, yeah.
Oh, Tom's here. Hey, Tom. Hello, Travis. Nice to see you. This is the least qualifying lap I've ever done. Was I 4 all round on the traction control last time? I can't remember. Something like that. We'll go with it. I think I can be a bit more aggressive through this section than I was last time. The Toms are in full force. Good to see. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. Welcome along if you just joined. This is the second of our LMU Road to Gold series, which I started last week, where I'm basically trying to get to a gold... Oh, that's a lockup. Nice one, John. I'm trying to get to a gold ranking in terms of, well, both driver and safety, just so I can compete in the top level, but also just use it as a way to play LMU and have a bit of fun and learn about the game. And it was going well until the last race. I got my best finish, but I actually dropped safety rating and went back from silver to bronze. So I made it up to silver in race 1, dropped back to bronze in race 2, so I really need a clean race. But I also am determined to get a good result, so it makes it tricky. Okay, so I've done one lock up on the lap, but it wasn't nearly as bad. I don't have a big flat spot like last time. Ooh, too late on the brakes for the hairpin though. That's going to cost me a couple of tenths. I should get one more lap in though. So this lap doesn't need to be perfect. This is kind of the banker lap in some ways. This corner's so tricky with the camber. Car gets loose. You can get the power early, it gains you so much time. Okay, not the perfect lap, but really not bad. Definitely a solid banker. Might end up being my best lap, but I know there's maybe a bit more in the tank. Don't know how much. So let's go for it. 42.8 is currently pole, so that's something to aim for. 4 tenths. If I don't speak for more than 10 seconds in a row, that means full concentration mode for me.
Yeah, I'm staying quiet. Nice hairpin.
One terrible corner at the end might cost us pole. Locked up. It's gonna be so close. Come on, come on.
Lap 142.
Oh, let's see if anyone else is still to come.
Archie Gemmell.
We've snuck it at the death. Is that pole? Is that our first pole in split one? The sweatiest lap of Le Mans Ultimate I've ever done. I didn't speak for about 40 seconds there, which for me is just unheard of. Hey, we'll take that. Yeah, there was definitely 2/10 more. But I mean, other than that, I cannot complain. Like, yes, I left 2/10 out there, but you're always going to leave something out there unless you're absolute top level pro. So the rest of the lap was really strong. Didn't feel any major mistakes. Hit my apexes, and I think we've got pole. There's still two more drivers to finish. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. I feel like Kevin Magnussen at Brazil.
Hang on. Alex Seibert in P10? Is he not
yeah.
like a...
Alex was a Ferrari Esports.
Yeah.
I don't know if he still is. I think he might be. So he's taking part. But we did have, I mean, in the last race we had Luke Whitehead, but Luke was doing a last to first challenge.
Right. So maybe he's doing a 10th to first challenge.
Maybe not. Yeah, Matt's prediction, pole position, actually came true. I think you said third and then win.
Yeah, I had much lower expectations for you, so...
Yeah, same.
Apologies.
No, the race is interesting, though, because we don't have tyre warmers here, so... first turn, I'm going to be leading the pack for the first time. That's nerve-wracking. With cold tyres. And it's going to be... Yeah, I'm talking myself out of it already. I need to be more confident. I'm already telling myself it's going to go wrong, or if we get away with only losing a space or two at the start. Well, I'll do my best.
What are the chances now that everyone's going to take a Porsche for the next race?
Good point. I think we should take the Aston. No one's in the Aston. But unfortunately this is the last stream. This is the last race today for you guys. It's been thoroughly enjoyable, as I expected it would be. I'm really, really enjoying these streams, doing this with you guys. Having a great time. So thank you very much for joining. And we are underway. So, okay, I just got an erratic driving warning immediately. Right, traction 5 at the start. We'll worry about lowering that a little bit once the tyres are a bit warmer, if I remember. Right, first gear? Or second gear? First. Right, wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck. Should have taken more of a drink.
Good luck.
Don't know when it's going to go green, so I'm just waiting for the visuals. Don't know if it's when we cross the line or not. I'm going to take it easy and just focus on the light rather than the start-finish line.
Just make sure to cover the inside.
Right, here we go. Been hit from behind. Okay, that was unfortunate. I kind of got hit up the rear, which I expected going into turn 2. The guys had already gone around the outside into turn 1. So that kind of cost us a little bit. But hey, we're still in the mix. We clearly have good pace, so it's okay.
Yeah, you got absolutely biffed about there.
I think turn 1 was... No one did anything wrong there at all. It was perfect. Turn 2, it was just it's very tricky because everyone's in a big queue, locking up the brakes, cold tyres and everything, but there was a bit of contact. Nothing crazy. But great move round the outside in turn 1, though, from the 2. Just had the confidence, which I didn't have to while I was defending that inside line. But 3 Ferraris now lead, so let's get settled in, get the heat in the tyres, and do something about this.
Yeah, there's going to be fireworks.
Oh, for sure. Right, I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be fun. Hope you guys are looking forward to this as much as I am. Based on that first race, it's going to be absolute carnage, but hopefully the standards are a bit better. Looks like the Porsche and the Corvette are not far behind either, so we're not just a breakaway 4 here. Alright, traction control coming down. I seem to be a little bit too fast into that penultimate corner. I close up on the Ferraris a bit, and then I don't get a great exit. And actually, there it's the exit that's key. So perhaps slightly more cautious in the way and just get square off the corner a little bit more might be the thing to do. But it's okay for the moment. 1:44.1 in the first lap. Everyone's pretty quick though, so it's going to be. I think there's not much to call between the 3 of us, judging on what I'm seeing with my eyes. Something funky with the steering wheel there. You just get a slight lag occasionally, and it just messes with your force feedback. It's like you miss half a second of frames or something, and the game doesn't know what to do with the physics. Just happens occasionally.
Is that your steering wheel, or is that the game?
I think it's the game, but I don't know. Couldn't say for sure. It looks like it's the game because I think it affects the sound and stuff as well.
Well, I know all about sound issues with Le Mans Ultimate and R Factor 2.
That's very true. I know all about your sound issues now as well.
Bizarre.
Still got some of those quirks. Can be again, can be a bit more bold under brakes there, but just protecting the tyres at the moment. Looks like P1's got a slight advantage, maybe. P2 seems to be the one who's dropping back, but we're talking like, tenths of a second, so it could just be one tiny mistake that makes it appear that way. It's always, I do find this as a driver, sometimes I'm looking for signs that someone's slower or faster, so I know whether I'm going to be able to catch them or not. And so many times you're like, oh, P2's dropped back, so he's slower, and P3's faster, and P1's faster, but actually it's like, oh no, P2 actually just made one very small mistake, and we're all very closely matched, so that's something that you do find occasionally.
Time 1:43.28.
How is your Porsche not lifting from the ground on this one corner? Yeah, good point. This is just a hardcore race now as well. Bit like the Le Mans race, I'd say. Just hot lapping really to try and stick in the train with everyone so closely matched. It's going to require mistakes, it's going to require lockups, tyre wear for anything to happen here, I think. So that start proving crucial, unfortunately. Well, there's the lockup. Nope, lift. Come on, there we go. Bit of a track limits there from me. It's come at a bad time as well because I do not want to lose the slipstream from these Ferraris. I'm going to actually bump down the traction one more. I'll probably not go any further than that because I'm scared. Don't want to experiment. Yeah, 0.9 behind, so actually P5 is almost as close as P3 here. We'll keep pushing though. That was a bad lap for me actually. Got to channel some inner qualifying now. There it is, one mistake from P2 and suddenly look, they're on top of each other and we're close again.
I'm surprised P3's not done like a dive bomb or something on P2.
Yeah.
Because he was quite aggressive at the start.
Waiting for his moment.
Yeah, well maybe they're working together as well.
That was better. P1's just too fast, I think. 3.5 seconds up the road.
I think if you had clear air, you'd probably be on the same pace or very similar pace to P1.
I kind of feel, I do feel like I've got the same kind of pace as 2 and 3 really. Like I can close in when there's a slight mistake. Like that lap I've gapped P5 quite badly, but they were maybe battling, so what's that? Yeah, I'm similar to qualifying though. 1:43.1, so I'm doing, you know, I'm not driving terribly. I had one bad lap in the middle of it. Very close through sector 1. Seems to be where I'm maybe stronger than them. I think sector 3 is my weak point. I think I'm pretty good in the brakes though, which is not something I often say about myself. It's been a lot better. Oh, my fan's falling on my feet. That's not good. See, got complacent, forgot about the fan, forgot about the curb rattle that I talked about in race 1, and it's down.
Fan down.
Fan down, yeah. My poor cable's hanging on for dear life, but we'll survive. Cables can be replaced. Memories and races can't be.
Hopes and dreams.
Hopes and dreams of a first podium cannot. See, if I'm offline, I just click the P button and then we're good. We just pause it, fix it, away you go.
You have plenty of fans in the chat.
Hey.
Way.
Maybe on the straight I'll be able to fix it. This is going to be an interesting one. Because they're about to battle in front. Maybe I shouldn't fix the fan right now.
It's the eternal dilemma.
Fixed it.
Fix the fan or
I
not the
fixed
fan.
it. I'm cold again. That gives me half a second a lap.
3.82.
I tried so hard to get a good exit. I'm better under braking, so I think into the hairpin here I have a chance if I can get a good exit. If they can hold each other up through this left on a future lap, this could be my overtaking spot. I didn't want to go for it into turn 3 there because it was just a bit messy, and I didn't want to repeat race 1 safety rating problems. Yeah, P2 struggling now. P1 4.3 up the road. I've got 2.9 second gap to the car behind though, so that's okay. Least favourite corner on the track, this one. It's been a really clean race so far though, so it's looking good for silver. I've got a pretty good wide line through that really long right-hander, and I think that'll help me in if I, later on if it comes to it when they're close, when someone tries to defend the inside there, I can use I kind of know the outside line, and I can do a big cutback and get the power down. So that's potentially an overtaking opportunity later, as well as the braking for the hairpin. But I don't know if I'm quick enough out of the left before the hairpin, so it might be that I need to make a move into turn 3, because turn 1 is definitely where I've got an advantage. So if they try and battle with each other, like the last lap, if I do that again, maybe I go for it in the inside. But it is risky. Just quicker through here. I don't know if it's the Porsche or if it's just my line, but it just works. Then I get stuck, and then I can't get the power down, even though the Porsche's got good traction. And then the Ferrari's too far ahead. What wheelbase? This is a SimuCube 2 Pro, so the middle one. The middle SimuCube that I'm using right now, and I love it so far. I've not had it on the rig for super long, maybe 3 months, something like that. And I really like it. Really, really good force feedback.
It feels very good.
Yes, and Ross tried it as well for the first time recently.
I think it's only really let down by the button feel, I would say.
Is that the steering wheel you mean?
Yeah, the buttons are a little bit clicky-clacky.
Ah, yeah. I've got a different steering wheel on it now, as well.
Oh, of course, yeah, the Mercedes AMG Formula 1 official license
2024.
E-Performance W12.
Oh, tried getting the power down early, but didn't have the traction.
Hybrid.
Right, this race is going to get interesting now. 6 minutes to go, and it feels like it's bubbling away. It feels like this is the moment. And this might be my chance, because turn 1's where it's at. Don't have to fix the fan this lap, so that's an improvement.
43.92.
Oh, I just had to lift. Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it. We'll let him do it. Ah. No. Ah, that's so annoying. Ah, that was the chance, guys, but I got cornered a little bit, and then I just didn't have the space. Okay. And then that was the hairpin move, but couldn't quite avoid the contact. That one was a bit clumsy.
Ooh, buns.
But hey, it's okay. It's all okay. Oh, P2's loose. I'm there. I'm not there anymore. He's going to defend the inside, surely. No, he defends the outside because the... Oh! Where do you go? That's the problem. I should have gone inside because I think the car in front was defending the inside, which I hadn't taken into account. Yeah, it's leaving me the space, thank you. That's what didn't happen in the last race. Just a little bit of space being left, but wasn't enough for me to make the move. So no complaints with anything there. Getting loose now, though. Ferrari's got more pace through this corner. Oh. Or not. Alright, come on. Come on.
Time 1:45.
Ooh. The old switcheroo.
Don't think he's going to be able to send it on me though, because I'm later on the brakes than him. But I'm off the racing line. Oh, he's gone straight on. Perfect. Whew, right, podium guys, come on. 3.5 minutes to go. See if I can catch up with P2, because he was struggling a bit. Into focus.
Go, go, go.
Tyres are overheating now though, so probably just need to be a bit careful as well. Don't lose my cool here, basically. Thankfully the fan's there to keep me cold. But P3's been stuck behind other people the whole race, so we don't really know Stein's true pace. P2 I think struggling a bit more, so I can definitely, if I drive well, I feel like I can close in a 1.4 second gap. The question is, how quick's P4 going to be behind me? And I'm definitely overworking the tyres at the moment. So I just need to manage that with the traction. I could turn the traction control up, but I feel comfortable. It's more just being sensible, I think. Right. Whew, okay. 2.5 minutes to go, guys. First podium is split 1. On the cards, if I can hang on.
Okay, breathe.
Got a slight...
Final lap. Oh no, it's not a final lap. 2 laps.
It's a good start. I've got a slight flat spot now as well, which I didn't have before.
Yeah, I can hear that.
Of course, you guys can actually hear the force feedback coming through my wheel in the stream. Probably more than I can with my headphones in. You should have heard how loud it was when the mic was actually attached to the rig.
Can you talk about your pedals?
The pedals are brilliant. So I'm running the SimuCube 2 active pedal, the Pro, not the Ultimate, so the kind of cheaper one. So I've got force feedback in the pedals, all that kind of stuff. Full adjustability through the software. We actually did a video to kind of talk about whether active pedals can actually make you faster, and the pros and cons of them versus kind of more standard load cell pedals. So you can go and check that out from the end of last year. Thought it was quite interesting. It was fun to do the experiment as well. Right, pressure's on this car now, and they've got to be feeling it because they would have seen that I closed that 1.5 second gap. So P2 is still a possibility, 1 lap to go.
Yep, they'll definitely be getting nervous now with the Tane tornado in their rear view mirrors.
Right. I've already got Roland on the ropes is downloading LMU. That's a good sign that this is fun racing. Right, come on, put the pressure on.
Yeah. Just Andy Long in the chat. Cheaper. In inverted commas.
Cheaper, yeah. Affordable for 90%, maybe 95%. I love these pedals. I mean, thankfully, because of the position I'm in with Traction, I'm able to test these sorts of things and not always have to pay to be able to try them out. So that's really good. With these pedals, yeah, that's the thing. Like, can you justify the money? Well, if you've got the money, they're brilliant, and you can, but if money is an object to you, and you're not spending thousands on your sim racing, it's very hard to justify spending that much on anything, really. Because the gains are minuscule, like, they're all relative, you know?
Agree.
Alright, come on. It's 5/10, so I think he's got this. I think he's got it. Just very low on grip now. Oh, pressure's on for the last corner. Come on, come on. Slipstream. It's not going to be enough. Oh, I did my best, guys. I did my best. I got a track limits warning on the last corner as well, my first one of the race. I tried.
Well done. Podium.
I tried. First podium in split 1, and it's P3. So that's 6 races now, 6 daily races on this streaming series, and every single result has gotten better. Every single race has improved. So I think we went like the first one was a bit of a disaster because I kind of got a 2.5 minute penalty for a fuel infringement. The actual finish was much better, but I think it was like, what, 17th or 18th in the first one? And then it was 9th, and then 7th, and then today I think I've gone 5th, 4th, 3rd, or something like that. So, hey, that's great racing. That was so much fun. And as you can see by the lap times, I think I was right. P1 just had too much. I think that was my quali pace, 42.8, something like that. And then I was a 43.1, so I was the second fastest car there. Stein couldn't keep with me at the end, and yeah, should have been P2, could have been P2, but the first lap threw me, and honestly, I don't have huge regrets over the first lap, because I don't know right now what I could have done or would have done differently. Like, I defended the inside into turn 1, they went around the outside, fair play. And then turn 2 I kind of got hit, or turn 3 I got hit up the rear and lost P3, so it was messy after that. But hey, it was good. Yes, John's in with the chat. SR up or down predictions. I think it's going to go up. I had one off track on the last corner of the last lap, and it was very questionable. I had a couple of tiny bits of contact, but nothing crazy, so I think we'll be silver. I think we'll just sneak back into silver. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I need this water so badly. Oh yeah, you can see top right, spoiler alert, SR S1, silver 1. And there it is, 15% gain. First pole, first podium in split 1. I had 3 bits of contact with Stein, so that must have all been in that section when we were battling closely. Some great battles up there. Some great battles out there, I mean to say, today. Really, really good. And we achieved the objective of this stream with a caveat in the middle where I actually dropped back into bronze. But we got silver. We got silver safety rank, so... Woo. It's I need to get away from the cut line, don't I? That's the problem. Because one kind of race like Le Mans where I wasn't even bad at Le Mans, it was actually a clean race. It was just, there was lots of off tracks, and it's so easy to cut when you're pushing. So because I'm kind of going for results in split 1, which I didn't expect to be doing this early, it means that I'm kind of letting go a little bit of the safety rating stuff, and the issue is I'm barely able to actually get silver at the moment, so it's gonna have to be like races with no off tracks and no contact to try and gain that up higher, which might give me a hit on the actual, battles that I can have, but it might be what we need to do. So there we go. Qualifying 142.8, yeah. So that was my qualifying pace. And he was doing 42.8 in the race. So fair play to Marco. No, the series is called Road to Gold, Rolling on the Ropes. But this video was basically, the target was to get silver, because I started it in bronze, so that's the idea. And we did it. Our podium's there. You can see our results progression as well, since we started the series last week. So 18th, 9th, 7th, 5th, 4th, 3rd. It's been good.
Is it gold then platinum?
Gold and then
or
platinum.
Just gold?
It's gold and then platinum. I did see some people out there racing today with platinum, which I think is going to take a lot. I think it's going to take a lot. But yeah, that was great fun. Absolutely great. Thanks for watching again, John. Good to see you coming back. The idea here, guys, is that if you do enjoy these races, I'll try and keep them consistent in terms of the timings. The reason I streamed on a Tuesday today rather than a Wednesday was just because a set of Corsa Evo is dropping an update tomorrow and I'm going to stream. So I will also be streaming tomorrow. We don't know what time, depends on when the update drops. It won't be if it's super late in the evening, I won't be streaming because there's other stuff happening. But if it's in the afternoon, we'll get on it. And then next week we'll do more of this, more Le Mans Ultimate. Obviously we're waiting for this 4th pack to come, so who knows, could it be next week? Could it be a couple of weeks, 3 weeks? We don't know, but when it does come, there'll be new GT3 cars to try, so maybe we can do a race in those. And also, do keep an eye out. I'm going to just show you the game again for a second. Just a reminder that because we now have the Race Control Pro subscription, let me get rid of my face for a second. Online championships are now unlocked. So I will be able to compete in some online championship races, which are a bit longer, more things to think about in terms of maybe pit stops, I guess. I mean, to be honest, I don't really know, and that's the joy, right? We don't know how these races are going to be, but they're definitely a bit more serious. There's a bit more of a track progression, and more prep goes into them. So it'll be really fun to do some of these on stream at some point, and maybe a 2:00 event on one of the weekdays could be done.
I've just thought of something terrible for the viewers.
Oh no!
In May, there's going to be driver swaps implemented into Le Mans Ultimate. So that could be a thing we could do.
It will be a thing that we do. We have a habit of driver swap races recently, myself and Ross, of me putting the car in a good qualifying position, Ross doing a great first stint, leading the race, and then me binning it on my first stint and ruining the race. I think we've done that in the 2 of the last 3 races we've done together. So that could be fun.
Yeah, it'll be entertaining at least.
Yes, and I think Le Mans Ultimate is at a point, like, I've gained a lot of confidence in these last 2 days, or last 2 weeks I should say. Le Mans Ultimate is at a point where it feels like I can get, that's 6 races, no major glitches. Yes, there's still issues with VR, and there's still the odd little screen freeze, which is kind of to be expected. And I do see sometimes other people having online races where things are going badly wrong, like the race doesn't start or something like that. It does happen, but for me, that's 6 races in a row, successfully done with no issues, no major glitches. So Le Mans Ultimate feels like it's in a state that it can really commit to the multiplayer on it and enjoy it without worrying about it too much. So the progress is real, and the racing's amazing. Like, I think the racing today in GT3 and GTE was arguably better than the racing I would get on iRacing. Not because iRacing isn't more polished and all of these things, just because the contact is better. I think the latency's better, you can see the other cars better, and also for me the physics are better, the handling of the cars is better. Not in every aspect, but overall in general. The only thing that's not as good, obviously, is the player base and the diversity of content, of course, the online integration, all of the things that makes the iRacing ecosystem so good. But in terms of a GT3 or GTE race, I think this is better. I really do. A low bar, says David.
That's controversial.
Sim racing in general is controversial. We all love and hate everything, don't we? We all hate it and we love it, and we can't stand this and we love that, and we hate them both, and we love one day and we hate the same thing the next day, and sim racing. We love it. Anyway, I think that's probably going to be it for this stream. 3 races, great success, some incidents, some carnage, but great battles, great results, pole position, podium. I think the progress is clear. It's there. It's visible. I won't maintain that kind of progress, but the fact that we're in split 1 means that hopefully now, if I can, have maybe 5 or 6 laps of each combo before jumping on stream, I can fight for good results in the top splits. Obviously, we go into intermediate next, and then that's going to open up to a whole new host of drivers who might be quicker, more, higher strength of field, for example. And then obviously, if we get gold, that'll be definitely the case in hypercar. So there's still a long way to go, but I think we're doing good at this stage. I think it's gone well so far. So please do make sure you keep an eye on the Traxion YouTube community tab to find out when I'm next streaming, because I'll try and keep you updated on there. Obviously, stay across Traxion socials. We're on Facebook, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. What have I missed? Everything else. And we'll be streaming again tomorrow. Video coming on Thursday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.